What has it been like to be putting this show on during the campaign of Donald Trump and now during the first year and a half of Trump, where the show has lines like you have a great line about Reagan that was like, without being able to hate us, he would just be the right hand square in the Hollywood square, right? Which is the same for Donald Trump.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the reasons we were so keen to bring this play to New York, and why the play has such a heat and vitality to it is because it sort of feels needed, and that's and.
Yeah,
with
like
all
going
the things,
to work
with all the things, exactly, with all the things that have happened since his, him winning the election and then becoming president, and we've been performing throughout the whole narrative. So there's been these spikes during the run where there's the focus or the focus of concentration is slightly different because of what's going on. I remember with Charlottesville last year, that 23-minute monologue about race in America had this. We were in London doing it, and it just had this heat to it. Remember, like it just had the, and people can laugh at my character or whatever. He makes many sort of privileged mistakes in this monologue about race. Sort of says very naive things, while fundamentally trying to get to the heart of why he believes in America, but makes many offensive remarks or whatever. And people sort of can laugh it off or find the humor in it, but after that happened, there was just this real heat to it. And more recently, there's been, I have a scene with Joe, Have You No Decency. Tony doesn't call the scenes what we call them. He gets so confused. We've listed all the scenes,
and what their
names, and I say to Tony, Have You No Decency? And he's like, you mean 2.5? So I have this scene, Have You No Decency, where Lewis basically confronts Joe about all those decisions he made and signed the justice's name and made homophobic decisions, and just some of the lines, have you no decency? At long last, sir, have you no decency at all? For me right now, I'm screaming it out, and it's those kids on the border, and the play with such a kind of febrile changing climate that we're in. The play shifts and changes.
Yeah. Like the immigration theme, that wasn't as strong when it was written. Now when Andrew makes the speech about people in a boat waiting, terrified, while unsmiling, implacable men throw people out, like that's happening. That's all those people getting from Syria to safety. That's what's happening. The boats are chucking people out. Babies are being washed up on the shore, and so for me, everything about this play, it's so sad that it's even more relevant now than it was then.